You can hear a bit still coughing and flu. If you can see this here, okay. My predictions for this year O level, okay, it's issue 3. So it looks like globalize all the issue 3's topic 8, 9, 10 is very high chance. For SBQ, for SRQ, my prediction is issue 2 for diversity. Okay. So, okay, so you know what is curve. Last week we talked about read ready using this method, learn by heart. What does CURVE stand for? So for the 3 new students who have just joined in, so sorry. In case you're not sure, it's okay. You can ask me later on what is it all about, okay? So in case anyone is out from the Zoom, please let me know. I'll be focusing on one because I got 3. I got tab, I got laptop, I got big screen right in front of me, this one. Then on my right is all your faces. On my left is my tab. Okay, right. Hi, Jialing. Where's Jialing? Jialing, can you turn on your camera? Hi, Jialing. Yeah, okay. So Jialing is the one of the students who WhatsApp me, disturb me every day with his homework, but enjoying it. So you know what, Jialing? When you told me that questions or one of the questions, it happens I was with my goddaughter, also set 4 student. I threw the question to her and she gave the answer, right? WhatsApp you, right? Of course, I checked through, then I gave it to you. So yes, like people like Jialing like that, okay, thank you so much. I enjoy the question that you sent to me because I'm also learning. So don't hesitate to have in any questions. If you don't hear me, usually you can ask Yu Ming, okay? There's been sending a lot of questions here and there. Usually if I don't reply you less within 1 hour, that means I'm either on my policing duty or I'm doing something, I'm driving, I cannot answer you. I do not have the informations, okay? And I do not want to type my answer in my handphone. I prefer to type in my laptop and send it to you, okay? But definitely hopefully within 3 to 4 hours of reply to you ASAP, okay? Okay, this is the homework last week. Okay, so for a new student and some students still forget, hey, uncle, sorry, please don't call me teachers, don't call me teacher. So I got student ask me, uncle, I forgot what is the what they call the word, the NRIC and what is called float. Okay, Pei Kun, can you remember all those acronyms to use? Pei Kun, are you there? Is Pei Kun here? Pei Kun, are you there? Liang Di, can you still remember what it stands for? What is NRIC stand for?
Hi,
Ziyi.
I think I forgot.
You forgot. Ziyi, I hope that tonight our Doctor Hospital will win. Okay, I cross my finger. I got my new T-shirt. My 20 years Singapore Spurs supporter, 20 years of T-shirt. I'm so proud of wearing it. Okay, forgot about it. Okay, Yao Yi, can you remember? Hi, we missed you last week. Yao Yi, where are you? Yao Yi, I'm looking for you. Where's Yao Yi? Oh, hi, Yao Yi. Can you remember what NRIC stand for? Okay, Wei Miao and Hai Tong, hi, you Anastasia. Please, if you can, take notes. It's easier to remember using these NRIC floats and word. Okay, right, a quick one. Issue 1, we are talking about exploring citizenships. Okay, so thank you. Okay, I just got my new Starbucks coffee. Yeah, see my Starbucks coffee. I'm going to keep myself the dinner on. Okay, under issue 1, you just remember when you come across citizenships, and we are talking about nationality, right? Remember the first few pages, we're talking about 4 different types of nationality get married. Those who are born in Singapore, those who are overseas come to Singapore and give birth, and those who give up their citizen and come back. As you know, recently China, they do not allow dual citizenships. Either you give up your China citizenship or get out of China, or you give up your foreigners and be a Chinese citizenships. So under the NRIC, the R-cube itself, we're talking about race, religion, and rights. Take note now, please take note. And please do not share with your classmate, okay? So Yu Mei will tell you why it's very useful. It will help you. In fact, when you're doing an SRQ, SPQ. This is my formula to help you to remember better than rather than chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, that kind of things like this. Are you going to remember this? What does it mean for this here? Right? You agree with me? Okay, Haitong, you agree with me? It's easier to remember like that, right? Rather than, okay, Haitong, what is chapter 2 talk about? Huh? You don't care. You just remember this will do. Okay? Anastasia, can you turn on your camera as well? Please, thank you. Okay, so what do we have here? Identity, right? Social status. Remember the high class, middle class, and lower class. Correct now? As in citizenships with cultures and traditional value. How does it help? What does it makes to be a part of citizens? And what is my right? If I'm a Malay, what rights do I have? If I'm an Indian, if I Eurasia, or if I even a Vietnamese now become a Singaporean citizen, or even a Chinese citizens, I'm Chinese, but I become a Singaporean or PR and things like that. Do I need to serve my national service as a guy and things like that, right? So you know what is your rights, okay? So that is issue 1 for this part here, okay? Number 2, this one, living in a diverse society, we call it float. So it's NRIC floats the world. Okay, what is diversity? Okay, what is their greater? So you have to remember all these long questions when based on the chapter itself. It's kind of a bit tedious. Nevertheless, I kind of make it easier. So diversity, we are talking about floats. We are involving foreigners. We are involving the locals. We are involving foreigners and locals. And are you taking away my opportunities? What kind of diversities do I have in Singapore? Do I have a fair equal shares, equalities? Okay. And if there's this opportunities, I am aware that I need to employ Singapore citizen first, then I get foreigners to come in. Do I need to be very alert and alarmed to say that, hey, please, I feel xenophobia about people coming to Singapore, foreigners, and then taking away my jobs? Or would I erode my culture? Will I be unemployed because due to the influx of foreigners? Or should I say Singapore for Singaporeans only? And what kind of attention do I want to create to ensure that people will look into Singapore in a fair, in what we Chinese say, 一视同仁, equality based on regardless of race, language, or religions. So towards a more diverse society. Like for example, we all know, right? I think Tong at that time we shared that in a housing block, HDB, right? You have, for example, if there's already more than enough of Chinese people staying in this HDB block, certain percentage are located for the non-Chinese, the minority race like the Malays and Indians. And what if I go to school, the EduSave Award, do I give just only the Chinese or the Malay Indians will not get enough? No, because it's based on meritocracy. So what is the threat? What is the threat? What threatened me? What threatened me that I feel that these foreigners is not at the right place at the right time and create my awareness that I need to take actions. Is there a threat there? Yes, there will be some threat. Worry that, okay, you see, like, take for example, one of the question came out about, primary 1, right? When you register school, right? Anyone know about it? Ethan, do you know that primary 1? You must be within 1 kilometers nearby, remember? So last time, a lot of foreigners came to Singapore and purposely buy houses near good school. Hey, don't laugh. My friend in Melbourne, he also did the same thing just to make sure that it's within a few kilometers away to the good school in Melbourne. So it's not only Singapore do that. Okay, my friend already migrated. He's a Singaporean, a pure, true blue Singaporean, give up the citizen and now in Melbourne. And he came back to Singapore and told me about this, just to get a good location for his son to study in that particular. I think it's just only kindergarten or primary 1s. Okay, so that is it threatening? Will these people, the Lao Wai, find my friends taking advantage on that? So it's the same thing in Singapore. Singaporeans, is it worried that, for example, Raffles Girls Primary School, Ai Tong, or Catholic High, or those good schools, that people on Nanyang Girls, okay, staying nearby, the 1 kilometers away is a threat? No. So the system comes in place to say that, okay, I don't care how, but maybe, and this is how we're going to go by how. Singaporean first. And if you are Singaporeans, both parents or one of the parents are the alumni, the ex-students of this school, then also stay within one clique, then you are the first phrase, second phrase, and third phrase. So there's a system in place. Until all these are taken care of, then they'll do balloting, equality. Now you have to understand, during my time, when I was in primary school, if you want to go to good school, you just sponsor $2,000 to buy a refrigerator and aircon, or just to sponsor the school for some, like for example, the things are spoiled, you sponsor money, do some volunteer work, your child can get in. But that system cannot work anymore. So it's a threat. So that means if you are rich enough, you can sponsor 10,000 to confirm you get in, right? That's not bribery. That is kind of help to get a better chance. So people start to get awareness and alertness. Hey, that's not the way to work. No, in a diverse society, it's all equalities. So everyone have a fair chance. And not many countries in this world do that. And this is the difference between Singapore and others. So it's called the floats. So remember that. So after floats, we take care of our own countries, our own citizens. Well done. 一视同仁，国泰平安，丰衣足食. Very good. Just like COVID-19. You cannot say, okay, the Chinese will get 2 swab. Malay, Indian don't need to swab. Maybe Malay 1, Indian don't have. I tell you, if this happened to Singapore, good luck. I will really give up this citizenship and go to other country. Okay. As I mentioned, 1/3 of my relatives are Muslim. And my son godparents are Indians. I got a lot of Indians ex-students are now doing very well. Okay. And this is not just like being racist, it's considered extreme already. This country, Singapore, don't just belongs to Chinese. The beauty of this country belongs to all walks of life to build Singapore as what it is today. It's the same thing, children. Next time you start your own family, you say you have 3 children, okay? Now, 3 children, their ability and capability are different. So how this apply, imply, and supply, and reapply in your real life. So you have 3 children. So how are you going to use your SPQ to infer? And what is the purpose to infer? And why these three children that you have, which children tell you which is more reliable and useful source, right? So at the same time, these 3 children is in your family. They provide you all the things that you want. You must be fair and equal. You cannot say being biased and favoritism or 老大比较聪明读 RI, 老二读 Catholic, 老三读 neighborhood school. You never know. At the end of the day, the third one might be more filial piety than the first 2. I've seen it with my own lives before. Okay, so you see, you have to understand when we are putting a system, when we are making judgments, when we are using the sources, inserting all sources, you have to put in your hearts and passion and think. So then how? So if I were to choose 老大, my elder son, then I must have evidence to prove that my 老大, my elder son, is saying the right thing. Because the second and third son will ask you, how come? How? Why, daddy, you say Koko is correct? So you have prepared the so, then how. Remember, the how is the method that you have to list out with all the evidence. Okay, now let's move on. So we talk about our country, we may be fair. So first, before you come to the country, like I think all of you know in set 1, you do the Stanford reference and all this history and how this come in, all the foreigners come in. Then you know these the Samsui woman, Hong Tou Jing, right? All those people come in to make Singapore. And then before that, Singapore is not called Singaporeans. These are all, my grandfather came from China. My 2 grandfathers, in fact, came from China. Okay, so when they came to Singapore, Nanyang, coming down, they just here have to write this word. It's called EKE, a living. 为了三餐而生存. They just come here and make a living, and that's it, and bring money back to China. But 久而久之, as time goes by, they find, hey, this is a good country. It's a nice place to stay on. And that isn't it the same like now for your case, why you want to choose Singapore and how you're going to make the next generations much better than this generations. This is social study. And we also link to history. And we also link to the geography that we are living in. So you see, it's not about your maths and science or A1. It's about how you are being humanities, how you feel to interact and react. So it's to impress the rest, the people around you, and to express your joy, to make sure that nobody is depressed. So you feel good about it. You see? I mean, if you explain to your son, if your son say, Daddy, I know 2 times table, he read out 2 times table, very good memorizing. But when he say this, Daddy, how do you reward me? I already know my timetable. So you're not going to say, that's your job, that's it. But you're using the humanities. Well done, son. Well, why don't, okay, the 3A, you're aware that he's very intelligent. You're going to alert him by saying that you're going to do well in your further study, and create attention by saying, come, let's have a good McDonald's meal to award you. So he knows that he's aware that by doing well, he get attentions, and he alert himself to get the awards and rewards. Remember meritocracy. Now, let me drink my Starbucks for a while first. Jialing, can you count for me how many students here? Don't mind how. Minus the eco-friendly one. That guy don't count. Anastasia, will you mind please turn on your camera? Thank you. Okay, so now initial 3. Is there 16 students? Yes, thank you, sir. Okay. Now, the last issue 3 is talking about the work. We are talking about the workers. I think, Tong Ye, you agree, right? Last week, we talked about the T effect, right? The training, the technologies, the transportation, the trade, right? Remember all the T here we have. And then we not only talk about T, I think one of the N-level question came out, whether it's MNC versus transportation. Which one do you think is more useful to Singapore economy? So I would think that transportation is definitely the paramount important to Singapore's livelihood. Why? Very simple. Wow. Singapore came to Singapore, sorry. So Stamford Raffles came to Singapore because it finds a strategic location, right? Why don't you find? Because they exchanged Botivan from Indonesia, one of the islands, exchange with Singapore. And then it comes the Penang, Malacca, and Singapore, the Strait Settlement, 一条龙. So they find Singapore is a good location. Why? Because they can transport the British East Indies goods from Britain all the way to send to China. And of course, thanks to them, later he found Hong Kong. So I find transportation is the most important thing. Because with the right transportations, with the right mindsets of the good harbor, good system, then people will come to the country to invest, to innovate, and to evolve, right? Because they find that, oh, well done. Singapore is very safe and sound, good transport, good technology. The trade is free trade agreements. Okay, there's good trainings. All the workers are well versed in their technology, in their skill set. Well, I think we Nike, we Starbucks, we Adidas, we Lenovo, or any bankings, the Bank of Switzerland, okay, or Bank of Germany. So all these will come to Singapore and invest. So I find that transportation is more important than MNC. But if you compare MNC and SME, small medium enterprise, I would definitely say with SME, 起头万事难. A small company started off and start to grow. And one day you guys might be an entrepreneur or technopreneur, right? So how? You start off with small. You and your wife and your husband start a small little business and start to grow. Just remember a seed, you start to grow in the tree and fruit of success. So SME is more important than MNC. Why? Because SME is the one who developed into big company. And before I was an educator, a teacher, I worked in some company before. So there are some companies with about 100 years that I work off, okay? I work in the bank as well. So, you know, this is all they started off small. Okay, and without small enterprise, small medium enterprise to support the multinational company, I don't think it is possible to work. Okay, just take for example, you all know 三国演义, right? 乔欣，你懂三国演义吗？你看刘备多么厉害他也是需要关羽 sorry and 张飞 and 赵子龙, right? All the good general. True enough. So this is, you need this to help them to build. It's the person you can have one, but once you build a group of good people, then you start slowly develop into a small clan, then you grow and become to take over a bigger, and then you control the whole entire country. Okay, so research and development is very important in in issue 3, because without research and developments, we will not have technologies to fulfill what we call by looking in the way of how to good diplomacy and deterrence. Take, for example, COVID-19 recently. All right. The foreign minister of the G8, the G8 stands for the 8 big power of the 8 countries. China is one of them, and US and Russia and Britain and Canada. I think Italy is also, Australia came in. So instead of meeting them together, they are supposed to do Zoom so that they allowed to continue the business, carry on using technology. Okay, and then because of the sharing of resources, the COVID-19, the vaccinations is able to carry out because the right vaccine they come out, they exchange the ideas. Okay, then last but not least, chapter 11, like Tong Ye mentions that they cover it. Well done. I'm really proud of your teachers for doing that, because at the end of the day, okay, you will not miss out, because some of you might go to cybersecurity in your poly, and that last topic itself is pretty important. I know because last year, one of my students, okay, also skipped for this chapter 11, but I went through that chapter, okay? All right, so with so much of talking about this, so there you see, it's easier to differentiate now. Please take note, since most of you Set 3 students, you are taking issue 1 and 2, so it's very straightforward, using the NRIC floats. And for the Set 4 student, we're talking about NRIC floats in the world, using the acronyms that I've mentioned just now here. Okay, you can take a picture. Okay, I think this slide was inside my lesson in lesson 1, 3, and 5, something like that. I can't remember. Okay, so it's easier to remember that you can use it. Okay, so you can use this to put it in to see religions. Is it issue 1 and 2? So is it government? Some say it's in the center. So you will talk about social economic status here. So all right. Okay. So how do you allocate your time during your exam? So if it's a 5 marks questions, spend about 10 minutes, not more than 10 minutes. Seriously, you have to time it. Okay, when I was an invigilator in one of the school, I saw one student really write down the times of seriously. She really seriously allocate the time, and until left about 3 minutes, just nice, about 2 or 3 minutes, she really go through all the questions. And being kepo, I'm very kepo, so I go and ask my CPE, the other hey, this student, is it very good in SS and social history? He took both subject, history and SS. He said, yeah, she's one of the top students. Okay, so think, there's no point I give you a very good content management knowledge, but you do not know how to have time management. Okay, 弄巧反做. Okay, so 6 marks for 12. Okay, 7 will be times 2. Just remember times 2. It's more than enough. I already calculated. And then SRQ, right? Was it Rachel? Whoever say that? Okay, was it Rachel? Was it Rachel? I can't remember who just I asked. So how do you know 7 and 8 marks? Oh, sorry, Chao Xing, right? I did ask you about SRQ, right? So if it's 7 marks, allocate 40 minutes, and 8 marks, allocate 16 minutes, not more than that. Now, I would like to share this one. Okay. As you can see here, individual is just in the inside. It's right in deep inside you. So you can see from issue 1, okay, that's the individual. Then you start off with family, then start with communities, then start with government and globalizations. Now, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which do you think is the most important? So it depends on the issue that you're facing. If you're talking about issue 1, it's very obvious. You got to do your individual as a citizenship, the rights that you suppose. Then if you're talking about maybe a group of your family to discuss, remember, culture and skill. Which one is more important to bring your family to another country? Okay, so you have to look. Some people believe in culture because they are very deep rooted to their culture, to their traditional value. So when they want to migrate the whole family to a certain country, oh, okay, suddenly I think of France. Wei Miao, you know France, right? 法国, huh? Right? Remember, I think you all studied the assimilations, right? You know, when you go to assimilation, you go France, you know, 那些马来人不是要那个 the Muslim have to put the tulung, right? Then they against it, 对不对? Then even there's the mayor want to give a rewards to this citizenship to this Malay wearing tulung. She refused to shake hand because the religions don't allow her to shake hand. Straight away, the mayor revoked her citizenship right. GG, FML, good luck. Can't do anything. Very sad, huh? But in Singapore, you see, we respect. And now Mr. Lee Hsien Loong also say that nurses are allowed to wear the tulung starting on 1st of October. Well done. Huh? This one take notes, just in case, but this one I don't think it will come out in the exam for now. Maybe the next 2 years they might come out these kind of things. What does it show you? It shows you the diversity. It shows you there's a system in place. It shows you that equality. It shows you the opportunity. It shows you that whether you are foreigners or locals who want to become, you see, definitely nurses got foreigners, correct now, Wei Miao, right? There are some Filipinos, there's some maybe also Filipinos, but they are Muslim, they need to wear the tulung. Finally, they can practice their culture and continue to contribute the skill. Wow, I tell you, it's a word of mouth. It's 一传十，十传百. Hey, please come to Singapore. Okay, you can practice your religions. And then sometime, I cannot stand it. Some Singaporean, I cannot stay. Some you know those grass cutter, the Bangladesh worker, right? 剪草. So they are very tired. They'll sleep under the void. That tired lunchtime they sleep, or they sometimes they do their prayer. You know, in Muslim one day they have to pray 5 times and facing to the west. So they'll face and pray, and then I can sometimes walk past, and there's some. Okay, I'm sorry, not me. They say, hey, what are they doing? Sleep here like that, you know? Then 不要睡 HDB 去你家睡好吗? I go to your house and sleep. Why? What's wrong? They help us to keep our place clean there, no mosquito, correct? No. And then 他们当然是躺在那边睡觉，难道去你家睡吗? It doesn't make sense. You must be the effect. It must be tolerant and tolerance, right? You must be more understanding. Without these foreigners worker to come in to help us, Wei Miao, you and I go and cut grass, okay? No way, right? It's still a decent job, okay? We cannot look down on any job. Agree not? All of you. 行行出状元, okay? I think some of you know that I also throw rubbish when I was working in the restaurant recently. Okay, it's no big deal. I even sweep the floor. It's the matter of whether you want to put your ego or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, like for this one, communities, what we can talk of, I think all of you know, right? In VIA, you all still got VIA, right? Value in action, right? All right, Peter, you ma? Yeah. The last time, my last year that I brought my student to the D. Amoy's home, some of the students freak out to see those old elderlies being neglected. Nobody support them, you know. Sorry to say, some of them are waiting there to kick the bucket and bye-bye. Sad, nobody can see them. So in Singapore, we have this community service, a non-profit organization to help. Then you ask me, Uncle, wait, this is social study. Why you tell me all this for what? It's related, ladies and gentlemen, because communities make up parts and parcels of the society. It's no point about good IQ, it's about EQ. So how do you make this in the SBQ and SRQ? We'll ask you, right, for example, whether are you able to contribute, meaning that in terms of your okay, so can I use Chinese first? 有钱出钱，有力出力。听过嘉玲? Right? So imagine Jialing, you're the CEO. Okay, you're very busy. Maybe you say, okay, I will donate every month $1,000 or $2,000 to this charity. Yichan, do you think what Jialing 这样做是对的吗?
As in like donate to charity.
Then let's say donate to the Amoy's home. There's such a home. It's in Thomson. Okay, this Lee Amoy is 那个创办人 the founder is called Lee Amoy, seriously. And when I went there with my students, the son took over lah. Okay, so Liang Di don't want to donate money. Liang Di want to donate. Maybe Liang Di want to bring his son, his daughter to go every month
Sorry.
to go and help out. So 亮弟是出力，嘉玲是出钱。So which one is more important?
Both are important.
Very good. But which one is the most important? Hai Tong? Okay, wait. Hai Tong, which one
Actually,
you-
right?
yes.
Actually, right? Chen is more important. Because right, if you have the money, you can like hire someone to help.
小心，他是见钱眼开的。Okay, it's not wrong. You're not wrong to say that. Okay, Hai Tong, which one do you think? 嘉玲出钱还是亮弟出力 in the community service? What happened? This is a SRQ questions.
I think money.
Money. Oh, anyone say Liang Di is more important? Who will say that? Yao Yi, which one will you choose?
Money.
Anastasia, money or effort?
Money.
哇，你们很现实哦。Okay, 同业, okay, please choose effort. Don't choose money. Don't tell me you so money. The way you laugh. Oh my god.
Effort 咯。
我没有逼你啊，你不要effort 咯。哎呦，好像不甘愿的 effort 啦，青菜啦。Okay, honestly, effort or money, to be honest.
I feel that like effort is more important.
Don't bluff, don't bluff. 讲屁话会鼻子长长的啊 Pinocchio. You sure?
I guess.
Okay, later I show you a pictures. You'll see why it is. Okay, Chelsea, effort or money? Yeah, Chelsea, effort or money? Wei Miao, effort or money?
I'm thinking it's money.
Money also. Okay. Nothing wrong with money. You can do a lot of things. You can buy food. You can buy anything and the best
Wait,
medicine. Huh? Agree? Huh?
wait. Although like money is like, I think it's like an effective short term.
A shorter time to provide, right? Are you saying
yes.
that? Very good. Yes. There's a saying, 有钱人鬼水，有钱人鬼，什么意思啊？有钱人鬼
有钱能使鬼推磨。
Thank you. 我华文不好，不好意思 but very close. So I honestly, like, let's change into another way. Okay, don't mind. Don't mind. All of you are very successful people. Okay, you earn a lot of money, but you have no time to visit your parents. So every month, you just give money for allowance to your mommy, daddy, and not paying the effort to visit them. Now you tell me, which one you miss the most? I think, sorry, which one you think your mommy, daddy will love it? I think the answer, no need to say. They will love to sit down with you, to have a good meal with you, because money to them is not real the main important issue. Same thing, if you don't believe me, one day you are after your exam, when the COVID is over, you go and visit those orphanage home, 孤儿院, 老人院, 还是那种 spastic the children, which I dare not to go. When I see them, I really broke down and cry. I cannot take it when I see those Down syndrome children. They are not about money so much. They are about the effort that you go there, enjoy the good time with them, sing song, feed them, talk to them, encourage them, especially those who are cancer patients. You agree with me? I think the efforts plays a very important part. Money is important to give them that shelter, to provide the food. But with the effort that you imagine, you bring the food in and bring a group of your children to sing song and eat with them and dance with them and joke with them. I think the whole entire that 2 hours, their pain and suffering and misery are all gone. So it's about effort, in my opinion. So it's how you write in your SRQ. Why? Because you have to put yourself into that person's position. Imagine you are the old folks. To them, it's not money. You give them, auntie 啊，那我给你1000块，等一下你去那边对面买McDonald，微妙。Then you look at you， 我没有牙齿吃啊，我吃什么？啊，不用紧啊，你吃鱼吃了，随便啊，1000块 ，OK， 啊，拜拜，我走了。Get an idea, no? It's not that, no. Even you bring McDonald to her and say, Auntie, this is fish burger. Remember last month you told me you like to eat this fish burger. I bought this fish burger for you. Even 他吃一两口，他也是觉得爽。That is the effort. And then don't forget, these are marked by Singapore examiner. Don't forget, these are the examiner who most of the time are your form teacher or co-form teacher. And don't forget, this might your teacher who bring you for VIA. So when they do that, they recognize it. When you do that, they know that you are beyond your EQ. That's very important. Okay, so the governments and globalizations. 所谓上梁不正下梁歪，没有国就没有家。So the governments is a very important, right? The governments is like in the real war. We have this. I like to use 三国演义, don't mind. We have Sun Quan, Cao Cao, and Liu Bei. Why at the end, when Liu Bei has the best general, and why at the end, if I'm not wrong, Cao Cao is the one who control whole China? And why 七国统治 during that 7 kingdoms? Why Qin Shi Huang can manage to control the whole empire and make himself the first emperor of China and unified China? And thank God, if Qin Shi Huang don't unify China, today China will become Europe. Shanghai, Beijing, Liaoning, 贵州、杭州、什么州 will be 四分五裂, will become different countries. And how? So a government is very important to unite the right citizens, the right diversity, and you have a far visions. The insight, the foresight, and the hindsight. The insight to looking at the welfare of the people. The foresight to make the country, the next generation, to have enough to get rid of the word start with P and with Y and inside got T. Anyone can tell me what is that word? Inside got start with P and with Y, inside got T, and throwing out the basketball. And yes, it's a dunk. Yeah, all right, man. Got you, man, bro. All right. And you should go in and it's okay, Liang Ning. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry. I got students who are looking at my camera and two hands doing handphone WhatsApp at the same time. Then you can tell me, how you know I WhatsApp? Then I say, I got a camera at home in your house. You say, don't bluff. I can tell. I'm born at night. I'm not born last night. But it's okay. Why? What was my question? Sorry, suddenly I saw Liang Di throwing the basketball. What was my question?
Something starts with P and with Y got T in the middle.
You see? The fellow who play basketball also can tell me. You see, all of them pay attention, never tell me. Oh, Liang Di, well done. Start with P, inside of V. V. Oh, my study room very hot. I need to open the window. Oh, my wife can close the window. Okay. What is that word? 贫穷. What is that word? 孩童. Poverty. Okay? In order to get rid of poverty, you must have the inside and high side. A very good example in Singapore is Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. Right? You agree? And I always say in China, I respect the most is Deng Xiaoping. That is the guy who really transformed and grew China. So take note, a government is very important. Once the government can have the insight and the foresight and looking behind the high side, the three side, SIGHT, you will bring the country forward, leap forward, and improve from a underdeveloped to developing and developed countries. So this is very important. Now, globalizations is become a global village where you need everyone to come together. But unfortunately, there are some countries cannot see eye to eye because of free trade agreement, because of isolationist policy, because of communism. Their ideology is different. So like North Korea, for example, right? Or now Vietnam start to open up. And Vietnam is opening up is also quite a big competitors to a country like China because of manpower. China used to have the cheapest manpower, but now Vietnam also want to come in. so that you give consumer a better opportunities to buy goods. So this also involved in your future study for finance and business. Okay. Now, oh, somebody sent a message to me. Yes, property. Thank you, Wimel. Hey, don't be shy, because sometimes I don't see the chat. So it's better to talk to me, and I don't open the chat group. And by the time I read your message, it's like, oh my goodness. I signed up because of you. Okay, this was, Uncle Raymond, every night while waiting for Jialing to send a message to me and do it. Just kidding, Jialing. I hope you can do well for your homework. Zhao Xuan, turn on your camera. I was looking for you, please. I don't want to see the cute girl. Zhao Xuan, are you there? He's such a big guy. I like this girl, so cute. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, or ladies and gentlemen, look at this picture here. How can we use SPQ? This pictures really touched my heart when I see it. And I was thinking to share with all you, not because I'm sharing a VRA or something like that. How can you infer this? Let me start off. I can infer that it reminds me of my own grandmother and how I would like to use it for SPQ. It's no point talking about SPQ, about how to take care of people. Like, hi, Zhao Xuan. Hey, 宝贝, look at this picture here. We all have our granny, right? Okay. So for me, I look at this picture. How can you infer? Can we use all the skill? How can you infer? Ziyi, how can you infer this picture here? Are you there, Ziyi? Rita?
Yeah.
How can you infer this picture?
How can I infer?
I mean, the Chinese, you can read like 20 years ago, Nai is pushing this little boy. And then 20 years later, the boy is pushing the Nai. What can you infer? Using your, sorry,
people must
use, sorry?
People must like, what is that? 孝顺
filial piety, right? Filial piety. Okay. Can I, filial piety, correct. 孝顺, filial piety. Okay, so what can you infer from this picture here? Using the social studies skills. Okay, I start first. I can infer that when I was young, Nai was still healthy and good. But now when she's getting old, okay, she needs medical attentions. She needs a wheelchair. And thank God I'm able to work and take care of Nai because both my parents have already kicked the bucket. 就是我父母亲归西了. So Nai is the one to take care of me. The inference of this picture is to tell me that, okay, these societies allow people like me who are very poor, who can't afford a wheelchair or medical services, will help me to take care of my aging grandmother. Okay, what is this purpose? The purpose is to tell people in that particular country, don't put it as in China, okay? Okay, we know that this is definitely from China, but put it in such a way that it tells people that the government is willing, and the purpose is that the government is willing to help those who are in need of help in medical services. All right, and is it reliable? Yes, it is reliable because under your contextual knowledge and general knowledge, you can see that it is true of healthcare system in Singapore. What happened? This picture is in Singapore. Okay, it really reflects me. When I was that boy like that, but was not on the stroller, but my grandma used to walk with me. And then the last part of her years, she got breast cancer and she passed on. I don't even have a chance to really talk to her. And only time I can do that is my wife, grandmother, who shared with me how she went through the difficult times. So what is the purpose? The purpose is allow me to know that 饮水思源啊，做人要饮水思源孝顺. So does it relate to social study? Yes, we're talking about diversity. So what happens if you see an old lady with a wheelchair? It's a Malay, it's an Indian. Were you willing to wheel her to the hospital or to a polyclinic? You can see that this MCYS people who really take care of this really very poor thing. People. Recently, I was working with Comfort Telco for 1 day only. I supposed to do to wheelchair this Malay auntie and an uncle who speak Cantonese, and lucky I can speak some Malay words. We are supposed to wheel them from their house all the way to a kidney dialysis. Not really a long distance. Okay, it's just like about 3 kilometers away. So what does it tell you? This picture tells you that we show love, passion, and compassion in the society, in the diverse societies. Is it reliable? Definitely it's reliable. Is it useful? Useful because it tells us that regardless of what kind of race you are, you take care of the people. Same as this picture, okay? Regardless of the timing of the 20 years or the 20 years. You see, when you are young and very fragile and very weak, okay, your granny take care of you. When your granny is old, it's your job to take care of her. That implies in the society, aging population, right? Agree now, William? Okay, so one day you see Uncle Raymond very old. 先生啊，你还记得我 get lost, you don't 不要顶路，好恐怖挡路 ，no right? So you help. You see, aging population is the issue throughout the world in Japan, and now China is facing this. They used to have 1-child policy. Now they say no, 3-child policy, 4-child. 你叫我生就生咩？我现在不想生了。你给我钱我也不要生。So that's why remember, was it Liang Di or Ray Zhe? I was saying baby bonus, right? Then you say baby boss, right? The movie called Baby Boss. Liang Di, right? Baby boss. Baby bonus is very important, especially they are giving people a chance. Giving people a chance what? To give birth at the same time to cover the expenses and costs. Because they know that raising a child is very expensive. Especially if you go to like first class, to give birth and things like that. So these pictures really tells me that you have to show empathy or whether sympathy. And aging populations is one of the topic in SS. How can we curb aging population? So without further ado, I'm going to ask my 16 leader to each one give me a point and write down how do I curb age of 17 points, including Maya. So I start first. In order to curb aging population, that means I start first, right now. Increase population. Correct now. Give birth to more babies. Agree now? Xing Chen, agree now? Agree now? Yu Ming, thumbs up. Anastasia, agree? Because we are getting old. Your mommy, daddy, and me are getting old. And who is going to do NS? Agree, Anastasia? Thank you. So I got 1 point already. Pei Kun, what is your point? How to curb aging population? Everyone must take part, please.
Like have a bit more people coming in, like more young immigrants.
Well done. Young immigrants. How old is young? 5 years old?
Below 30.
Below 30. Remember that day we do the SPQ,
Yeah.
Or the SRQ, right? Well done. Yes, you pay attention. Good. So invite foreign talents within a certain age and with their expertise and professionalism to come to Singapore. 1 point. Okay, Ethan.
Encourage like young people to give birth more.
Oh, that's what I say also. Okay. Can I say, Ethan? I think the Chinese will give birth more, the Malay and the Indian don't need now. Cannot.
Cannot.
Then how?
We must be equal.
Then you must say, encourage all races. Don't say encourage this. You see, you must use the word encourage all races in Singapore to give birth. Okay, thank you. Xingyu.
Encourage them give birth.
Yeah, I already 讲了, and encourage to give birth already.
Yeah, not sure.
Come back to you, Tong Ye.
like maybe like encourage them to like encourage the young people to stay in Singapore instead of going like overseas to work.
你讲的
Like
哈
reduce the brain drain.
啊，有讲的哈，你不要鸡蛋糕，以后你拿到硕士学位，你跟我跑去
I
美
say
国
in
啊
general.
，you don't pretend 啊，你不要跟我讲到最后你拿到那个 scholarship 啊，bye bye Uncle Raymond，I'm going to US to stay and
Like
return。
maybe like as in like give more scholarship in Singapore, like provide more like more different like courses like for uni, so like more people would want to stay in Singapore.
Absolutely， Singapore 就是要人才像你们这样。你讲了 ，this one recorded 啊。After 15 years like that, you go, I use this as evidence against you 啊 ，inference and purpose。你骗我，同业，你现在不允许学员跑掉，那你说 Uncle sorry 咯，哪里的草比较青我就去吃嘛，nothing wrong，nothing wrong 啊，but it's true 啊。I mean, if somebody pay you a better salary, and don't say that 啊，同业。Maybe in 15 years, 20 years, we don't know how Singapore turned out to be, right? It might be from better to good to even better, or from good to even worse. It all depends on the government, so it's not wrong. Well said. Okay, encourage more benefits and more perks to retain. Okay, use the word to retain and to obtain and to maintain the top people in Singapore. To retain, to maintain, and to obtain. Obtain to get. Well done. Liang Di, your turn. The basketball dama, come on.
Can I like think for a bit while?
Sure, Razor.
New law for couples to at least have one child.
Wow, you force them to sorry, you force them to have sex and give birth. Oh, you very good government. I like it. If you don't give birth,
You know that some couples only own dogs and cats, right?
yes, they rather 这是我的儿子哦，你刚刚生了一个孩子，不是，这是我的小宠物狗狗。Nice, welcome you the cat. Oh my goodness. Or you the dog. Yes. Okay, I agree with you. There are a lot of not only in Singapore, I think in China also getting more, and Hong Kong as well. All right, sad to say. I have to use the word sad to say. Okay, and now with the LGBT coming along, people I got students say that LGBT how to give birth. Then got another student, never mind lah, go and adopt from the orphanage law. But no, adopt is still the same. The figure of men is still the same. We need to exponential growth, not maintain. So Rachel, you're right. A new law to do not to force. You cannot force people to give birth. Not fair. You say a new law to encourage couples who give birth. Maybe the child in future, in Switzerland, I heard the daddy 1 year paternity leave 就是一整年不用做工就是照顾孩子 1 year But Singapore cannot afford So some country because of their low population, you're right. It's a new law for them to encourage them to have babies, but at the same time, it's a trade-off. You need to allow their parents. Okay, I give birth, then how? My job, how? Can you promise that after I go back to the society to work or go back to my office, my boss will give me the same pay or things like that? Well done, Jialing.
Can say like increase the baby bonus.
Yes, it's true. Yes, I think because of inflations and now because of COVID-19, yes, because now with COVID, and recently I heard now because of COVID-19, the children are getting more and more become special needs. And the food and the stress that the parents have, and when after that they pass on to the next generation, is very genetic. So yes, I agree. Increase baby bonus. So maybe from 6,000 now maybe to $10,000. Yes, for the first child. So it kind of encourage people to give birth. Well done. Thank you. Chelsea? Next will be Ziyu. Don't mind, get ready, Ziyu. Sorry, are you talking?
I think finish already. Yeah, because sometimes you're supposed to me, but then I don't know what to say.
Okay, say.
Or like maybe the government can like when the kid grow up, right, go primary school, they can like provide like help let's say like when maybe in secondary school, or maybe like JC, right, they can just like give some money, like help them the education or something like that.
Oh,
So
okay,
the-
subsidize their school fees.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, free school fees subsidized. Okay, well done. Okay, Chelsea, your turn. I can't hear you. Are you talking? Rachel, send to the group. New law for couples for at least one child. Okay, thank you. My mic is not working. Okay, you can type your answer, Chelsea. Okay, Ziyi, what is your answer? Hello, Ziyi, are you there? What is your answer, Ziyi? For aging population, how to reduce aging population and increase the young population?
Offer like baby bonuses.
Okay, same as Jia Ling, right, who say that.
Yeah.
How do you make the baby bonuses more attractive?
Give more money.
Yeah,
like
more
as
money.
you have more kids, you got more money.
Oh, so if I have 4 kids, that means more money to
Yeah.
supplement.
Yeah.
Okay, so more kids, more bonus, baby bonus. Okay, thank you, Yao Yi. What about you? Next will be you, Xing Chen, and then Zhao Xuan. You may
like,
also, yes, Yao Yi.
like maybe for the like schooling, like the government can like help them like settle everything
Also free education.
like cheaper, so then they will like be willing to give birth.
Okay, free education and cheaper educations. Okay, fair enough. Quite similar to one of them who say that. Okay, thank you. Xing Chen. Xing Chen,
Can you repeat the question?
how to reduce, okay, aging population is increased, but how to increase new population?
Give more benefits for having children.
Like what? Like what? You must be very specific. Like what? Some people say baby bonus. Some people say retain the expertise, the professional, not to go out of Singapore to prevent brain drain. And some even say help to free school fees. What do you think? Bring in foreign talents below 30 years of age. Yeah. What is your take? Some even say, Rachel say about new law for couples to at least have one child unless medical reason or problem. Yeah, it's true. Do you know, because there are some couples, thank you, Rachel. There are some couples who cannot give birth. They have to do test tube baby. Now, all these costs are very expensive. So the government will heavily subsidize or even sometimes free to ensure that this couple will have a child. Also, no, test tube baby is not cheap. Thank you. That give me a good one. Thank you, Rachel. Xing Chen. After that will be Zhao Xuan. I come back to you. Okay, Zhao Xuan, your turn. I come back to you, Xing Chen. Zhao Xuan. Next will be Anastasia, and then followed Yu Ming. You can type your answer in, then followed by Hai Tong, and then Wei Miao. Okay, thank you. Zhao Xuan. Still thinking. I'll get back to you, okay? Anastasia, what is your answer?
I thought that maybe can provide cheaper housing for
that's a brilliant answer. Good. So I stay in condo can. I'm very poor. I cannot afford HDB. I get condo can. No, just joking. I'm pulling your leg. Okay, cheaper housing is in what sense? Do you know there are couples who get married? They want to give birth, but because they are in a rented flat, they want to get a house, and then the BTO, built to order flat, takes 7 years. Okay, and then they cannot afford the house. You're right, no? So because they are so much, they invest so much on the house during the purchase a new house. Then after that, they spend money on renovation the house. They have not much money to give birth to have baby. You are absolutely right. So can you write down, Anastasia, subsidies of HDB flat for incomes, for certain group of income people who can't afford but want to have babies. There's a that tie to rates the policy. Okay, well done, Anastasia. Back to you, Hai Tong. Thank you, Anastasia. Affordable housing for couples who want to have children. Okay, that's the concept. Yes, Hai Tong.
Maybe improve the medical system.
Medicals, okay. How? Well done.
Like provide more benefits for those who cannot afford to pay the medical fee.
Wow, okay, that remind me of a very, very sad story, Hai Tong. I think, I'm not sure you all know about 1 or 2 years ago, got this PSLE boy who got cancer, right? I'm not sure you know about this story. I think it's maybe it's around your years or so, I can't remember. And
Isn't it last year?
Who was the one saying? Sorry.
Isn't it last year like the PSLE boy?
I think the year before, or the last year, yeah, correct, something like that. Yeah, last year is correct, yes. So when I look at the pictures, it was very sad. Can you imagine the son got cancer and then the husband also in cancer? Hai Tong, you remind me, yes. When I visit those Down syndrome children, because there are some parents after giving first child, they got this kind of worry and phobia, and then they already exhausted their CPF, their Medisave money. They cannot afford maybe to have this. Maybe you see that's the first child, and then they already experience this kind of trauma and horrible death like that. No, after 5 years, the child bye-bye, and the kind of 10 years. Yeah, the PSLE boy, you're right, William. And this medical costs, maybe medical, some children who are born because they are premature birth and things like that. Because some couples are worried, you're right, Hai Tong. There are some, I got friends like that. They are worried because they are got some genetics issue, and they worry when they give birth, their kids will have this problem here and that, so they dare not to. So they can buy an insurance policy. I was an insurance agent before. They can buy an insurance policy to safeguard in case the child give birth, got this symptom, got this one, then the medical bill and cover and things like that. Then they have a peace of mind. Well done, Hai Tong. So they feel that, okay, I'm not so worried. What happens if I give birth to a baby and then it's something like that? Or let's say the baby is perfectly okay and they give birth, but 我没有钱去医院看医生. Well, of course you can use your CPF, but not everybody can afford and things like that. So yeah, to give a normal give birth 3 days, the normal KK hospital is about $5,000 to $8,000, depends whether you're normal delivery or cesarean. That means you cut and deliver. Okay, so my wife, Auntie Christine, when I give birth to my third one, it cost me $22,000. Okay, $22,000. Okay, why? Because it's complication, really complication, nearly 一尸两命 that bad 22. We need a lot of equipments here and there. My first 2 children also cost me about $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, and my mom going to go for hospital next month. That's why I cannot have some classes in October to operate her leg, 关节炎 the leg, osteoporosis. It costs about $15,000, just 3 days only, $15,000 to $18,000. Okay, in the hospital. Okay, in Khoo Teng Wat Hospital. And thank God she can cover from her Medisave. And I bought an insurance policy, AIA policy for her and cover. So that's called MediShield. All right. Medisave from her account or Medisave from my account, and MediShield because I bought insurance policy. So I can defray the cost. And Medifunds are so for those people, you're right, Hai Tong. Medifund are for those people, okay, in case, sorry, some old folks after giving birth, their children can be doctor, engineer, a lawyer, a businessman, but they neglected their parents. Some of them, like what Tong Ye you're saying, they go to other countries and then throw their parents to let the government to take care of their parents. And what happened? Their Medisave and CPF run off. So Medifund is where your parents pay the income tax, the GST, the COE, okay, all the taxes. This money reserve about 18 to 20% of the government fund to help to pay for these medical bills for these people who can't afford, or maybe this medical fund can be used for couple who give birth and suddenly the baby got some problem, the complications, need to tube here and there. I know because my brother passed away, happened to be like that when he was 10 years old, back many years ago, without the proper technology. So I totally agree with you, Hai Tong. Thank you so much. Wei Miao, your turn. You see, there's so many points, huh? With 16 people, 17 people, we got so many points already. And if this question comes, I tell you, you can kiss jackpot, man. Wei Miao.
Give more subsidies like for public transport, alternative, something like that.
Well done. Subsidized public transport. So, okay, somebody say, Ziyi, you say give the more Mary, okay. So imagine Uncle Raymond, or maybe just kidding, just kidding. One of you, maybe Chao Xing, you got 5 children. Okay, then you haven't get your car. So 5 children plus your wife, plus you, plus your mother, plus your father take a transport. So maybe you can have good discount, correct? Or 可能你坐那个地铁免费的。Wow, the one and only family to take MRT, heavily subsidized transport, thanks to the MP of Wei Miao. So MP Wei Miao suggests this to the parliament. So when the bill passed through, all family, we have more than 7 people, free transport. I wouldn't be surprised. Good one. Thank you. I might maybe recommend to my MP as well. Okay, I'm also a grassroots leader. A good suggestion. Because you know why? We are going to go green, ma. If you see the other pictures, I'm also doing this business called eco-friendly. Now we want to reduce pollutions and deforestations and sustainability. Well done. Okay. Who else haven't said? Singy, don't pretend. You haven't tell us. Okay, Singy, what is your answer? And also Zhao Xuan. And also our dear friend, who else haven't said? Yu Ming haven't said, right? Yu Ming. And Chao Ming, Chao Xing, sorry. Come on. Nothing to say? Serious? Can you imagine now is in your exam? How? Where's my file? Oh. Okay, this is the last week lessons. Okay, I hope you all can share, be fair, because most of them share already. So the few of you, because our time is running out, is a extract from a globalized world for the set 4 student. Okay, let's read. Who is set 4? Hai Tong, are you set 4?
No.
Wei Miao, are you set 4?
Set 4.
Okay, come, extract 1, please. Read to the class, please. Thank you. Singapore.
Singapore, known for being a small country with limited suitable land for growing crops, also presently has one of the world's strongest economies. Small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, have made a huge contribution and play an important role in Singapore's powerful economy.
Okay, thank you. Somebody help me to type the word TAXI, taxi. So when is the timeline? The timeline is talking about the past and the present. That's called the T. Who is the target audience? The target audience is the SME, countries like Singapore and the governments and the world. That is the audience. X is to explain how SME can make a huge contribution. Remember just now I mentioned my earlier lesson. How do you explain why SME is more important? And the I stand for the issue referring to issue 3, which is WORLD, the world. Okay, so you expect extract 1's going to ask you question like how SME play a bigger role to help Singapore to make the country more powerful. Extract 2, thank you, Hai Tong. Hai Tong, can you read the extract 2 to the class, please?
Singapore's science and technology transformation over the last 50 years mirrors her remarkable leap from survival to excellence. 50 years ago, technology served a functional role. Today, it is the central engine powering an ambitious economy.
So the timeline, the TAXI taxi, okay, T stand for the timeline. We talk about 50 years ago, which is in 1965 to now 2021. Okay, so the timeline talk about how the paradigm shift from the old technologies to the present technology, how the old Singapore science and technology used to be running on the maybe a Windows 95 or the Windows 3.11 or even very old like technology like typewriter or things like that, or running with the non-aircon bus, these kind of things. But today you can see our public transport buses, wow, can even charge your phone. Can even the bus can be go green and nice, good air cons, and even the camera behind, camera on top of the double deck, things like that, And these are big transformations. And not only this one, now we also got this. The airport is one of the best because of technology transformations. We have the best seaports, also transformation to check the cargo coming in. You realize all these topics we're going to link to your second JC and even the poly. Don't look social study as nothing, okay? Because this will help you later on to a bit of not 100%, at least 30 to 50%, or depends on the courses you're going to take. All right, thank you, Anastasia. Extract 3, please.
There is little doubt that an effective transportation system is the backbone of a strong economy. This is especially so in Singapore, which is heavily dependent on exports.
Thank you. As recently, Uncle Raymond's also doing import-export for my eco-friendly products. Okay, for my those handicraft from Indonesia selling to Singapore. Okay, things like the straw made of recycle, not anti-plastic, and things like wooden things replace plastic, and then the takeaway boxes to replace styrofoam. Styrofoam is no good for health. So is it technology or transporting my products from Jakarta to Singapore and sell to local? Okay, so this is where it comes in. Extract 1 states the important role and contribution of small and medium-sized SME in Singapore powerful economy. In your opinions, how can Singapore government encourage local SME to flourish in the challenge of global competitions? Explain your answer using one way. So let's start, okay? Wow, Yu Ming, if this were to come out earlier, it would be good for you. Okay, and then next one. Extract 2 and 3. Show the driving forces of globalization. Only for those, I'm not sure about set 3, you are going to do this comparison. The set 4 student, you take note that O-level definitely have to compare. It's just like, which love is more important, your parents' love or your grandparents' love? Choose one of them, something like that. So explain how advanced in technology and development in transportation drive globalization in Singapore. When you see the 8 marks questions, ladies and gentlemen, please, tolong, cucu ni. 不要跟我写2个 paragraph. The last paragraph is your opinion. You have to write to decide which is more important, which will be the driving force for Singapore technology of transportations. Okay. Is it technology or transportation? Let's go to question number B first. Ken, Pei Kun, which one would you choose? And then tell me why. Ken, Pei Kun, please. We only got 15 minutes to go. Hurry up, Pei Kun.
Which question again?
Then B here.
Oh, B, okay.
Do you think technology is important to Singapore driving force or transportation?
I think technology is more important.
I was about to say I agree with you. For this one, I have to choose technology. Okay, Hai Tong, I will go like that. Hai Tong, based on my screen here. Hai Tong.
Technology.
Okay, why?
Because technology development depends on technology.
Oh, I like the word development depends on technology. So in order to create a good eco-friendly bus, eco-friendly car like Tesla. It's all about technology, right? Well said. Well said. Okay, Pei Kun, you choose technology. Did you explain to me why?
Not yet.
Please. Don't waste time,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
So all of you, please pay attention and give me the answer. Okay, thanks. Pei Kun.
The technology improve the efficiency of the transportation.
Oh, wow, beautiful. I love that words. Thank you. The two of you, well done. The one you say technologies, what do you say again, Haitong? Haitong?
Development depends on technology.
Developments depend on technology. Right now, Tong Ye, your turn.
Technology.
Why?
Because you need technology can drive globalization, but transportation you also can drive global, but transportation is
Yes, agree.
it's not as important.
But why technology seems more paramount important?
Because it can help us to communicate very fast.
I like the words efficiency and effectiveness of communications. Well done. Oh, you do that, Yu Ming. Well done. Okay. Okay, back to you. Thank you, Tong Ye. Wow, it makes communications more important. It's true. Especially nowadays, communication is the most important. If you miscommunicate, the whole entire transportation will go upside down. Liang Ti.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, which one? Technology or yeah?
I think technology.
Yes. Why?
Because they can think first.
Rita. Sure. Sorry, you're frozen. You're frozen. I can't hear you. You lag.
Development.
You find which one? Transportation.
Driving force for Singapore.
Yeah, technology or transportation. Which one?
Technology.
Why?
Even we have a lot of transportation, right? We are really efficient already.
Agree. Then?
And then if we are trying to export our stuff out of Singapore, right? We can't really export cars or high-speed rails or something because we definitely don't have the space for a test track.
I like that. It's true. The land is very scarce. Yeah, limited resource, limited land space. You cannot test a Lamborghini and a Ferrari to run on the expressway. Agree.
59 kilometers. What are you gonna do with a high-speed train?
Yeah, it's true. I agree. I can't imagine. I got friends who buy Lamborghini and Ferrari. I say, hey, what's the point of speeding? Another 200 meters is a traffic light. Another 200 meters is traffic light. Very stupid. He say, "Shok leh. I feel good. I got high status, social economy status leh. Okay lor. Boom, boom, boom lor." Okay. You say you are in US, you drive Lamborghini and Ferrari. Okay, correct. No? Singapore, you drive Lamborghini and Ferrari. Okay, never mind. Thank you. You got a good point. Jialing.
Oh, I think technology.
Why?
Because you need to improve on technology first before you can have more development.
Okay, sure. That remind me, you realize now on the road, everywhere got camera. Everywhere got this not just camera, got this what they call this gadgets the temperature taking, the trace together, all these things. Yeah. To make the transportation for human traffic to move about not only easily to track and trace, but make sure the health status are being on the tip-top conditions. So remind me, Wei Miao. Yes, Wei Miao. Technologies or transportation?
Technology.
Why?
Because
why you? Yes.
Because Singapore, being a very small country, and in order to stand out from other country, keep the ground, have a very strong economy and such. Singapore's there's got to be some like a lot of research and development in order to keep the technological advancement up.
Thank you. You relate your answer to Tong Ye. Why? Because just now Tong Ye say that the brain drains. Because that is why we got a lot of programmers and all the experts from China and from India. Until people say Changi Business Park become Chennai Business Park. Okay, and then these are all the Indians people who are in the Changi Business Park creating technology for Singapore. And it's so racist to say that. It's really sickening to hear that, seriously. Without these people today, I think we are not, you are right. In fact, 50 years ago, we need transportations because that time technology is still like at the maybe infancy stage, still not developed. But now we really have a strong infrastructure of transportation. We need the technology driven to make sure the transportation in a tip-top condition. Thank you to your point. Xingyu.
Technology.
Yes, why?
Technology, I feel like is the key point to establish effective transportation.
Yeah, but why? Okay, why? What is your reason?
With good technology, then you can like make transportation like easier or faster, or like the development from last time, those kind of wooden ships to current to those kind of made out of metals and engines on.
So you're talking about improve the quality.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That means you improve the quality from the lousy quality to now tip-top quality. Just like you see behind you, the door that you have, is considered very good. Last time my door when I stay with my mom, is horrible, but it's very thick, but very good. Now I realize the door now got the fingerprint. True now, got camera. Last time where got camera and fingerprint 50 years ago. You can see from the door knock and see, hello, okay, so Xingyu, can already. Now, even you're not at home, ding dong, you're working in Shenton Way, but your house is Bukit Timah. Somebody will deliver a Grab food to you or Grab parcel to you. Okay, nobody there, just leave the parcel there, okay, thank you. You see, well done. Ethan, I did not call you just now for those things, I'm so sorry. Okay, about the aging population, you did, right? You did mention, no?
You called me just now.
Okay, so technology or transportation?
I think this came out for me. I chose transportation.
Why? Wow. The odd one out.
Yeah, cause like I feel like transportation, right? It developed first, as in like it kind of developed before technology. So it's like it's more important, and also it's like allow people to like get to one another more easily. So like trade can occur. Like yeah.
Okay, you shorten the distance. Now you remind me of the Suez Canal and the Panama Canal, all right, during the industrial revolutions in the 1900s. So you see, in this paragraph, in this question, you need to write one paragraph about transportations and one paragraph of technology, and you cover the transportation part, which is true. You have the best top of the best technology, but your transportation is not working. You do not have people develop the best the ship or the aeroplanes or even the like what you say just now, Rita, a high-speed rail. Okay.
Yeah, then you also cannot ship the goods.
Yes. Thank you so much. Chelsea, what about you, sir? Are you able to talk in your mic? Technology it builds the foundation for the development of transportation. 你真是已经准备好了，未雨绸缪啊！ you really type your answer. Okay, thank you. It built the foundation. So technology is the foundation for transportations. You need the best technology to develop the best. Okay, that remind me of the Titanic. Okay, the Titanic say that it's unsinkable, the best technology at that time. But guess what? It was being hit by a small little, maybe not little, a piece of iceberg and sunk and killed so many people. So is it got to do with technology? Even they send the Morse code, the signal and things like that, then by the time they come, they're too late. So the transportations that time is really steam engine, very slow. But now, if you want to save, you see it's so fast with helicopter, with planes, everything's coming. And the transportation is also the main cause of it. Ziyi, what about you? Come, we are 9:30 already. Yes, what is your answer? So this is the answer to show to all of you, advanced in technology. Okay, so Ziyi, we're going to tell us the answer, technology or transportation is the main driving force?
Technology.
Reason?
Because technology can connect more people than transportation.
Wow, connectivity, well done. Thank you. Yao Yi, what about you?
What's the question?
Technology and transportation, which is the driving force for Singapore?
Technology.
Why?
Because if no technology, there's no transportation also, right?
Okay. All right. So you say because of technology that transformed the evolutions of that transportation, right?
Mm.
Yes, thank you. Zhao Xuan. Don't look at the answer, huh? You must tell me your answer. Okay, never mind. You type your answer. Anastasia, what is your answer? Technologies or transportations is the driving force for Singapore?
Technology.
Why is it so?
Because without technology, I don't think improvements can be made in other aspects.
Oh, okay. Karen.
Yeah.
You remind me of the Ford motto, the person who invented the car, the aeroplane. So it's the evolve of technology. Without technology, you cannot have better. Okay, without this technology, you will not have Tesla car, a hybrid car. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, agree with you. Xingchen, you can type your answer, or you may type already. Technology because make the transport bigger. Wow, it's true, and can carry more people and things. Wow, yeah, that's a good one. Technology make you to be more ambitious, more greedy, more advanced. True. That remind me of the car now. They got these driverless cars in Germany. Where you got Grab, where there's no driver inside. They take your face, then the driverless will drive you in anywhere and then alight you. That will kill a lot of Grab driver in Singapore, I tell you. If this were to come to Singapore and then all the Grab will get this technology, I tell you, including my friend now. And one of my students, the daddy was an architect, but because of loss of job, now the daddy being an architect become a Grab driver. And because of these driverless car technologies and transform the whole entire transportations, I think there are thousands of people is going to be out of job. Even the Grab food people who are on the bicycle also sayonara. You know why? Because we're going to use drones to deliver to household. Okay, all these, or even robots to do it. So the next generations of the technologies, the paradigm shift, all depends on you. Whether you want to be cruel or you want to be kind. Okay, so it's seriously, it's how you're going to, because doesn't mean you kill the group of people, you also increase another group of employability. Life is like that. When computers came out with keyboards and able to have printer to print, typewriter business gone. One of my distant relatives sell typewriter like hotcakes in the 70s. And slowly in the 80s, when the computer came in, the typewriter slowly go off. Now you see the Pokim, the Pokim VCD, right? You know the DVD Pokim, VCD shop, right? Last time used to buy VCD, DVD, Blu-ray, or even the VHS, watch all the Korean drama, the Cantonese drama, or even the movie. Now, no need. You go YouTube. My wife also go YouTube and watch the movies. Okay, even the Netflix now, everything's. I just wondering how long can these VCD shops continue to sustain their business. Okay, and their staff, I think they know it. Okay, you go. Okay, seriously, Singy, would you want to work in this VCD shop? No way, right? You want to work something like if I say Singy, would you want to work in Netflix? Yeah. Correct. You got free account to watch next week. Or Disney Channel, right? Yes, of course, right? You see, one of my good friends work in HBO, things like that. So you see, technology is a transformation. Okay, Xingchen. So you see, advance in technology. Okay, Xingchen, you want to say anything? No, okay, because its time is running out. Advance in technology drive globalization. I'm reading from this. Okay, in Singapore, such as in communication. Well done. Somebody say communication. We graded access to the internet and the increase using the mobile communication. Somebody say that as well. Exchange of information. Somebody also say that with the world is very convenient. I think one of you say that similar to that. Okay, easy access and efficiency and effectiveness. And service providers such as M1, Singtel, and StarHub provide competitive gadgets and services which connect Singapore with the world at any time, anywhere, and any place. Anywhere and any place is the same. So you see, you need not have to have a rocket science to memorize certain things. It's you just from what you are saying that you can score already. And by the way, my nephew recently got his O-level prelim back. He failed most of the subject. And the only thing that he's very proud is that his SRQ. He said that from Set 3 until the day before, Uncle Raymond, you taught me, he never scored SRQ. Every time handing the question paper blank, zero. So this is the last prelim he has. He scored 8 upon 15 for his SRQ, even though he failed his social study. Because the last SPQ was the assertions, agree or not agree, he misinterpret. But at least this is something, a consolation for him from an SRQ from 0 to 8 marks, which is a very big improvement in my opinion. He refused to write, and he's a special needs, by the way. Okay, developments in transportations drive globalizations in Singapore. This is achieved through improvements in the size and the speed of different modes of transportations and the developments of efficiency and integrated transportation infrastructure such as airport, seaport, railways, and expressway. So with that technology that you mentioned just now, some of you, and I agree with Yicheng. Now, Yicheng, you see, this is your point that comes in. An example is Singapore extensive rail and roads networks which provide a high degrees of connectivities between Singapore and neighboring Malaysia. Singapore connectivities to the world is also achieved through its airport and seaport. So the transportation, so what, you have the best technology, but if your neighboring countries, listen, don't want to open door to you at all, okay, don't want to let you to deliver their import and export, or even to deliver 那个蔬菜给你，那个食物给你, sorry. So what, you have the best technology. The transportation from the neighboring country like Malaysia is to help to facilitate, to ensure, to enhance, and to also give like entertainments for both countries to allow their workers to transport goods and services. That's why you see a lot of Malaysians came to Singapore. I think you don't believe me. 你吃过竹草, most of the HDB 竹草 or anywhere are mostly Malaysian people. Before COVID-19, they will take their motorcycle, you know, the Woodland checkpoint, they'll come in. It's like 一条龙, very long jam. And then after they come here about 3-4 o'clock, they prepare the food, they 煮草 ready, about 12-1 a.m. They have to go back all the way to Woodlands by their motor. And now, of course, they cannot, they have to swap, so there's no choice. They have to rent a room in Singapore. You see, these are social studies. I believe not all teachers will explain this to you. But they ask, what got to do with social study? Transportations, deliver because of good network system. Agree on 一晨? 对不对？不然你怎么吃你的好饭、你的薏米、你的鸳鸯、好饭跟薏米、你的那个咕肉有饭 No, this seriously, So this is the thing. So which one is most important? Sorry, give me some time. Now, this is the one. As such, most Singaporeans are able to make use of the development in transportation to trade with other countries by providing efficient, reliable, and quality transportation services. Singapore stays competitive and is connected to the rest of the world when people are able to set up business in different parts of the world, as their staff and goods can move around the world more quickly. Somebody say that. Okay, in this class, has a result, always use the magic word, has a result, task, hence, therefore. peoples and businesses in different parts of the world become more interconnected, intertwined, interrelated, and involve, invest, and innovate, and has an interdependence. Hence, development in transportation drive globalization in Singapore. All of you who choose technology, sorry, law, it's only Yichen, you got it correct, law. That is transportations. Okay, but I also choose technology. Remember, Pei Kun. All right, but how are you going to put their technologies outrun transportation? But this argument says, so what? You have the best technology in the world in Singapore, but your neighboring country don't accept the technology. You also do luck to you. When you go out of Singapore, now no more passport. You use your thumbprint, your biometric. But in other countries, you still need a passport. You go Afghanistan, you see got biometric now. You go to certain parts of the other country in South America, do you think they have these things? They still need passport. So what it means that, so what, you have the best technology, but when you travel to other countries, they may not accept your technologies. They just believe as long as you transport here, your goods is here, it's still paperwork. That means manual work. They still believe in manual work. Of course, not all. So what it means here in this answer here, that the technology is the most important, the transportation is the most important for Singapore. Even you have the highest technology in Singapore, but your transportations do not meet certain requirements. Like, for example, if your transportations is like you're too much of carbon monoxide, or is your transportation don't meet certain criteria for those goods and deliveries to Singapore, it will affect the delivery, not the technologies. It's the person who bring the cargo in, whether the expiry dates of the perishable goods can stand. And you know, recently, last year, the COVID-19, because of COVID-19, until some of the chicken die in the coops because of the humidities. But what happens if this transportation is not moving? Happen that all these things will be perished. But with good technology, will provide a better transportation so that the chickens can have a good environment, and the food they eat inside the container. So when they deliver to Singapore, they're still healthy chicken. So these are all the things to take in consideration if you are doing logistics, finance, and business in poly or even in university. What is the criteria to take? What is the step to take? What if this is not done? What will happen? It's always the so, then how. So this is the answer here. Okay. So there's another diversity questions here. Okay, next week I can talk about it, but let's go through a bit more of the first one here to 2A. Okay. One way of Singapore's government can encourage locals, SME to flourish in the challenge of global competition is to provide various forms of financial assistance. That means give money. Remember recently COVID-19, go and read out the COVID-19 for SME, for the Set 4 students. They give fund, like 90% to cover their workers. So SME often find themselves unable to compete with largest companies that offer the same products and services. MNC have bigger, of course, bigger companies got bigger financial support, which means that they have a bigger market share. For example, Starbucks, okay, Ya Kun Toast. Similarly, both like this one, MNC have 12 outlets and cupcakes and all these things. Also can put in, you realize that in this case, SME cannot compete with largest companies such as having the resources of the funding. So they do not have the expertise and manpower. That's where the government come in to provide assistance for that. Okay, like setting out. So they write down, children, write down, government help start up the lack of again. So can I click this? Remember that day I showed you about Sustain? This is a more ladies in Singapore, an Austrian lady is a startup, and he's now, I think he's a Singaporean, a PR with her husband. Her daughter was only 6 years old, going round to talk about eco-friendly in Singapore. And guess what? It's a young startup, and Singapore support this. You go to Subskin apps, it's inside your handphone. You download this app, okay? You can, my company is also inside there. Okay, we talk about how when you can exchange points and then plant a tree, that kind of things. So that's why, because it's about eco-friendly sustainability, safety environments, the government support this financial assistance. Such by providing various forms of financial assistance at different stages of growth, the government is helping SME to ease out business operation costs, such as using funds to train staff and expand their markets. So ladies and gentlemen, after maybe your poly or your university, you decided not to work for people. You and your friend decided to sum up some ideas like Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin, I think most of you heard of Bitcoin. You want to start off a Bitcoin business, or you want to start off a new technology, or help the poor aging population to come up with machines that can take care of them. This is where the government in Singapore will help you to fund this, to give you a startup and a head start. That is what it meant here, okay? These funds may also come in the form of buying industrial equipment during a startup. Hence, this will help SME to stay competitive and continue to operate their business with well-equipped expertise, competent staff, and keeping up with global competition. So this is what it means by helping SME. And one of the most important point to help SME is that the governments will help them to make sure the first 3 to 5 years of financials, of staff, remember the 5M, not the 5M, manpower, okay, provide manpower means salary, right? The government will pay 90% of the salary for 1 to 2 years. Okay, then the management, which is you are the boss, how to help you as a management to develop new things and have enough money. That is to buy machines, right? And then next is money. Money for what? To buy material, to help your company to be sustainability. That is how to help SME. Okay, so next week, we will go through the diversity one for the Set 3 student. All right, without further ado, without any questions, I hope, let me stop my recording.